back. So I want to talk a little bit today about the Dakota fire pit. The Dakota fire pit is basically a rocket stove but made in the earth. All right, it has a couple of advantages and disadvantages. All right, a couple of the disadvantages are A, it's labor intensive, and B, it doesn't really generate a lot of heat. It's more of a cooking fire. So depending on what you're trying to do, it may or may not be the right fire for you. One of the great things it is used for, though, is cooking. It's really great for cooking, and if you just need a fire to cook by, if you're not really depending on it a lot for heat, though it does give out some ambient heat. The other thing it's really great for is keeping a very low profile. This fire uses very little fuel, so it's great in a place where there's not a lot of wood around. It also keeps a very low profile as the fire level stays below the ground, and it doesn't create a lot of smoke. So let's give it a run through here. As you can see, we already got it going. So we have a little pit here. Okay, this pit is about 12 to 14 inches deep and about 10 to 12 inches in diameter. Okay, this is the main fire chamber here. Okay, and then over here we have the air hole pit. This pit is again about 10 to 12 inches deep, okay, maybe about 8 to 10 inches in diameter, and then we have a hole connecting the two at the bottom, which is just big enough to fit your fist through. If it's big enough to fit your fist through, it gives you just the right amount of air. Too little air and it'll choke out the fire. Too much air and it's not going to have enough suction to really give the fire the flow of oxygen that it needs. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this fire to cook, boil up some water. All right, just seems to be a good demonstration of how to do this. So I'm going to put some a little more wood in here to get the flame up a bit, and then we're going to put a little grate over top. If you're out in the field, you can use green sticks for the grate. Just make sure they don't burn through. All right, but today we're just going to use a grate and just boil some water up. So we'll tune you back in a minute. All right, so we're back. So we fed up the fire a little bit. We got a little grate over. We got our pot of water cooking on it, waiting to boil. And you see the fire's getting a really good flow of oxygen through there. Very little smoke, and really good at what it does. So we're going to let this water boil. We'll tune you back in. Alright, so we got the fire going. The only smoke really coming out of here is the steam coming out of the pot. There's no smoke really coming off the fire itself, so that little bit of disturbance you see is just the steam coming out of the pot because we have a rolling boil from the water. Alright, but other than that, it's pretty good. Pretty smokeless fire, ready to go. Alright, and it doesn't take a lot of wood, just a bunch of kindling sized wood will boil you some water real quick. Alright, so Dakota fire pit, low profile, good cooking fire. Alright, labor intensive, but worth it if it's what you're into. Alright, thanks for checking us out. We'll be back soon.